Now, earlier this year, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner was cleared of misconduct by an independent KC after he was accused by a female member of staff of controlling and coercive behaviour. Let's go live to Craig Slater, who has some major breaking news concerning this story. Craig, good afternoon. What can you tell us?
Well, people will be aware that Christian Horner's complainant appealed the initial verdict via Red Bull's internal appeals structure. In the last few seconds, a statement has come from Red Bull head office in Salzburg announcing that the appeal has been dismissed. So for the second time, an independent KC, this time a different one, has dismissed the grievances against Christian Horner made by this female member of staff. I'll read you very briefly the statement that has come out from Red Bull. It says, earlier this year, a complaint raised against Christian Horner was investigated. The complaint was dealt with through the company's grievance procedure by the appointment of an independent KC who dismissed the grievance. The complainant exercised the right to appeal, and the appeal was carried out by another independent KC. All stages of the appeal process have now been concluded, with the final outcome that the appeal is not upheld. The KC's conclusions have been accepted and adopted by Red Bull. The internal process has concluded. The company respects the privacy of all its employees and will not be making further public comments on this matter at this time. It goes on to say Red Bull is committed to continuing to meet the highest workplace standards. Now, we know that this female member of staff accused Christian Horner of coercive and controlling behaviour. These allegations first emerged into the public domain in February, but the investigation had been ongoing since January. It was at the end of February that Christian Horner ultimately found out that the allegations had been dismissed, and then we had the appeal process, which has been carried out by a different independent KC, which has now been concluded. So in terms of the internal workings of this matter, that is now at an end. Christian Horner's accuser continues to be a Red Bull employee, but has been suspended on full pay for 2 months now. Our understanding is that it was considered that there was dishonesty in her original submissions in terms of the evidence she made appertaining to her complaint. So Red Bull will now decide, I suppose, on the way forward in terms of whether she will carry on as a Red Bull employee. Let's see what happens with regard to that over the coming days. But this has not been a happy situation for anyone concerned. There are no winners in this. That's been explained to me by several insiders who've had a window on this situation as it's unfolded over the previous months. And so I think Christian Horner at least will hope that with regard to him, this is the end of the matter. In terms of what might happen next with regard to his accuser, there could be a pathway via an employment tribunal, which could again be another lengthy process if she decides that she wishes to take the matter further. She could instigate legal proceedings, civil proceedings via an employment tribunal against both Christian Horner and Red Bull Racing, her employer. So I have got in contact with her representatives. Obviously, it's very new, this outcome to her own appeal. So we'll have to wait to see if I get a response and any notion of the future intention which she wishes to take. But as far as Red Bull are concerned, now having had the original case heard and then the appeal, they have dismissed the allegations against Christian Horner. So as far as the protocols of that company are concerned, that is the end of the matter.
Okay, what does this mean, though, Craig, for Max Verstappen and the leadership at Red Bull?
Well, that has been the backdrop to all of this, that there has been a division within the camp, that there has been in a sense, this has played out against the backdrop of a power struggle between the co-owners of the Red Bull brand. Mark Mateschitz, the son of Dietrich Mateschitz, is the 49% owner of Red Bull. Chalerm Uvidia is the Thai billionaire businessman who owns 51%. Now, he has solidly backed Christian Horner throughout all of this, but the way some aspects of this case have emerged into the public domain and via the media has had a relation to this power struggle and the way it has played out. And Max Verstappen has rather been caught in the middle of all of this. There has been a feud between his father, Jos Verstappen, and Christian Horner. We've seen the departure of Adrian Newey, the star designer, not necessarily because of this case, but it has been part of the reason why he has decided to leave this team. There has been an instability around Red Bull since this has been in the public domain. Ultimately, it seems Christian Horner has come through this, and if anything, has a stronger grip on the control of the team than he had at the start of the year. In a sense, I think this power struggle has played out, and it has reinforced Christian Horner's position. He's team principal and chief executive of Red Bull Racing, but he very much calls the shots himself now in a way that might not have been the case this time last year. But I think he and many others at the team, and I think Max Verstappen as well, will hope that this matter has come to a conclusion now and that he can focus on racing. But of course, we have to hear the other side of the story, and we have to wait and see if Horner's complainant, who it is worth saying is his sole accuser in this case, does wish to take the matter further via a civil legal case and an employment tribunal.
OK, Craig, thank you for that.